Namaste, everybody. I'm Lizzie Brooks, and this is Muscle Meets Mindful. Today we're going to do a short core-based flow, and by core, I don't just mean the surface right here, that six-pack, that rectus abdominis. I'm talking about like the core of an apple, pelvic floor, deeper front, side, back body, glutes, all of it. So we don't want to just be strong right here on the surface in the front. We want to be strong all the way around. All right, so let's get into it. From here, in fact, let's take a deep breath first. I want to teach you a little something. So this is going to be really, really helpful in all of the stabilization and core work that you do. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, pull your belly button back towards your spine. All right, inhale, and let that go. Guess what? I don't want you to do that again. Instead, from the top of your pubic bone to the two kind of bases of your low ribs to your sternum, think about that as a diamond shape, or roughly a diamond shape. And when you exhale, I want you to take the diamond shape, all of that, back towards your spine. So inhale, exhale, take that diamond shape back. Inhale, free it up, and exhale, let it go. So hopefully you felt a little bit more engagement, and that's what I want you to use today. All right, so we're gonna start with that. If you need to pad your knees with a towel or a blanket, add that in, and we'll come to all fours. Use that same thing you just did. Inhale, pull the diamond back towards the spine. Don't even round the spine, just pull the diamond shape back. Inhale, and sigh it out. All right, now we'll do that with the rounding of the spine. Inhale, exhale, diamond shape pulls back as you exhale, opening the back of the spine, back body. Inhale, neutral, exhale, sigh it out. Tuck the toes, press back into downward facing dog. Let's pedal it out and just prepare the shoulders and the back and the hamstrings with a little more length here. You can press back, you can come forward, just play in this posture a little bit within the realm of safety. Maybe back and forth between that plank and downward dog. As I said, bend your knees any amount. And then from here, exhale, lower slowly down to the mat. Slowly is the key word here. Inhale, extend the right leg. Exhale, round in. Inhale, extension. Exhale, round in. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, draw towards the center. Inhale, reach up. Maybe reach the opposite arm forward. And then lower your knee and your hand at the very same moment. So that actually takes a lot more core stability. Good. And then from here, reestablish your foundation. Other leg reaches left. Inhale. Exhale, more central. Inhale, get long. Exhale, center. One more time like that. Inhale. Exhale, center. Inhale for the reach of the leg, and then possibly opposite arm reaches, okay? Don't have to do that part today at all. But if you did, lower your hand and your knee at the same moment. If you can hear that little sound, that is my puppy Josephine chewing on a bone, and it sounds kind of like a woodpecker or something. Reach back. Open the side body. I have my toes tucked because I want to open the arches of my feet, but if you want to put the tops of the feet down for child's pose, do that. Inhale to all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now come into your plank pose here, and make sure you're supporting deeply through the midline. Fingers are gently spread wide. You're going to find something you want to mix underneath you. It's a vat of margaritas or cookie dough or something delightful. And you're going to take one knee, I don't care which one, and you're going to slowly stir that concoction up. So you can stir it in small circles or large circles. But what I don't want is fast or hips bobbing up and down. So, and then rotate the other way, stir it up the other way. So this is a lot of core because we're really into a lot more musculature with this. And then place it back. Let's go back to downward dog or child's pose to find our breath. And then we'll move back into that plank and stir underneath you all the ingredients, all the delicious ingredients in your brew there, in your cauldron, and then go the other direction. I just pictured like a witch's, like a bubbling cauldron or something. That's not delicious. That's like, it's like Halloween themed. We're not even close to Halloween. If you haven't rotated the other way, do that. And come back into the plank, transition into your downward dog, pedal it out. Notice all the dog hair on your mat. Or that's just me. And lower, again, really nice and slowly down. Transition to high kneeling. Blanket might be nice under the knees. Reach up. Let the shoulders get a stretch. Bring the hands to the heart. Interlace the fingers, round the spine. You're gonna hinge your hips back, round like you're doing a cat pose, and hover. Press your hands kind of diagonally away from you with that interlaced finger, or with those interlaced fingers, and then open the back body as you draw, again, that diamond back, not just the belly button back. And then straighten the arms down and take the hips up. Reach and press forward as you hinge the hips back. And then from here, hands come down, hips come up. Press, arms down, hips up. Press and hinge, hands down, hips rise. Can you tell what we're working? Press, a lot of things, core, shoulders, but especially the glutes and hamstrings. Press through an invisible force, hands down, hips up, twice more. So working the glutes, really essential to the core as well. And press. I won't get into the anatomy right now so much, but you're doing yourself a service here. All right. And then from here, to stretch that out a little bit, step 1 foot forward and let the hips come any amount forward, not collapsed, but supported. Reach up. Good. And then from here, shift back, step back, whoop, and other foot forward. This is just a little interim where we're stretching hips any amount forward, maybe reaching up here. Maybe if it's better for your hands on your thigh, do that. And then hips draw back, knee comes back. All right. So from here, sit back on those tucked toes if you can. If not, right on the tops of the feet or on a couple of blocks. I'm gonna tuck my toes because I really like to open the arches of my feet. Breathe here. If you wanna add a little bit more, reach the arms to the sides. And then maybe reach up. If it feels okay on the shoulders, press the palms away from you with interlaced hands. Just coming back to that breath and giving some spaciousness to the neck and shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, float the arms down. Take your fingertips in front of you. Transition to a fold. Widen your stance any amount. You're maybe in a half fold. And then from here, bring your hands to your waist if that feels okay. Bend the knees into a chair pose and let the torso come up to complete that chair pose. Find it in the legs first. When you have it in the torso and you feel okay there, then choose what your arm position is today. What works for this chair pose, okay? And then we'll lift and lower in a really, really small range of movement. Again, working into those glutes. This time we're into the legs a little bit more. And of course, gently supporting through the front body, back and side body. So not collapsing here, but a little bit more support than that. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, float the arms down. Roll out the shoulders, widen the feet, and roll around with the neck. Whew, it's never gonna not pop when I do that. And then restack, feel for your alignment all the way up, and let that go. All right, so from here, lift one knee and bring your hands to your heart. And then from here, externally rotate, bring that back in, and then cross the midline and see if you can cross way high up on the thighs. Now you can keep your top foot in space or put a block down or your toes on the floor, maybe block underneath, or you can continue to wrap around to the inside of the other ankle. I've got tender knees, so I'm gonna kickstand here, breathe. Gently supportive through the whole trunk. If you wanna take the arms into it, so whichever leg you have on top is the arm on that side is gonna go underneath. So you can find your eagle arms here if you want, or something else, right? Make it your own. And then we're gonna open wide into an X. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, wide-legged reach. Exhale, hands to your heart, feet back together, soften it out. Lift the other knee, externally rotate. Take it back forward. Cross the midline for your eagle legs. Remember, whichever stance you need, that's best for your knees and best for your balance, do that. Whichever leg is on is on top, is the arm that goes on bottom of the wrap, or something else. Breathing here. Stabilize, draw the pelvic floor into some support. Open into that X. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale up. And exhale, back to mountain pose. All right, come on to the top of your mat. Inhale for your reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise halfway up. And then let your non-dominant leg, the leg that normally doesn't step first, bend the knees, let that leg step you and lead you back into your plank pose. Now from here, go ahead and round in plank like we did in all fours and come back. Other knee draws in and back. All right, now from here, if you want a little bit more, you're gonna take that stirring that you did, draw it into your left side, so use your left knee and start to stir. And this time, you are gonna really stabilize with that core musculature, and you're gonna make that a huge circle as long as that feels okay on the low back especially. So I'm not taking my hips way far up and moving a lot, but I'm staying more in that plank position if possible. And then other direction, really getting strong in those hips and through the depth of the core. And then from here, press that foot away from you, breathe here. So the foot can stay up or come back down. 3, 2, 1. Lower the toes and then either come to a child's pose, or if you like to take a vinyasa, halfway down or all the way down. And then we'll find a back bend that's suitable for us. So tops of the feet might be down. Feet are the distance apart that feels best for your low back. I'm going to instruct a baby cobra, but if you want something else, do that. Without jutting my chin forward, I'm going to keep my gaze down. Tops of the feet root, shoulder blades draw into the back, hands are kind of next to the chest here, and I'm just going to lead with my sternum as I let my paraspinal muscles fire and wake up the back body, right? Which is also part of the core. We're talking about our whole trunk being strong. Breathing here. I like to think about like a tree. The front of the tree isn't just the strong part of the tree. The entire trunk, all the way, it's that whole cylinder, just like the whole semi-cylinder of our trunk. Lift a little bit higher and exhale, come down any amount. And then you'll take your transition as needed. I'll show you a core transition 2 ways. Tuck the toes, press into the hands, press the knees down and let the pelvis lift just a little bit. Draw the organs towards the spine. Take that diamond shape back and press up to all fours. Then from there, you can always go to child's or downward dog. So that was the first way. And if that one felt okay, come on down to the belly again and try for the second way, which is more challenging. If that one was too hard, stay with the first way. And you can tell I'm breathing hard. This is not easy. Tuck the toes under, shoulder blades onto the back. This time knees lift, quadriceps are very engaged. Press into the floor. Take the diamond of organs towards your spine and press to your plank, then to down dog or child's pose and pedal it out. Breathing here, soften the neck. Lower slowly to the knees unless you're already there, and we'll join in child's pose with all the folks who are already in child's pose because they're super smart. Roll the wrists around, the fingers, check in again. Are my shoulders doing too much? My neck, my jaw? Find that breathing. And then I'm going to switch, I'm going to rotate around so the perspective will change a little bit. You stay just where you are, it's exactly perfect, and we'll do that plank, larger hip rotations on the other side. So from here, prepare and move into your plank pose, and you will start with a circle underneath you that might be very large. Again, within the realm of safety. Not bobbing the hips up and down, but really getting into that whole ball and socket joint, totally supported, and then other direction. If you are newer to this, this is really tough stuff. Lower down to all fours and do smaller circles underneath you. Making sure you did both directions. And then from here, press that leg straight back behind you, hip height. Fire up both legs. Breathe here. And then put the toes down. Lower the knees like they were going to come to the floor, but they're not. Breathe here. Round. Come into plank. Hover the knees round. And plank. This is working a lot through the shoulders too. Round. And plank. And then from here, we're going to lower all the way back down, however you need to, back onto the mat. If you need a blanket underneath you, pause here, place a blanket underneath you for some support. And as we're ready, reach the arms back, roll your shoulder blades onto the back body. Feet are again the distance apart that feel best to you. And then look down at your mat, don't lead with the chin. Waking up the back of the core. Breathing here. Then maybe lift the feet and the shins, spread the toes. I'm going to ask you to change it up just a little bit here. Reach out to the sides and forward if that's okay, working the back differently. Thumbs can turn down or up. Breathe, fire up the quads a little bit more, glutes. And then from here, press your elbows back, lift your chest. Reach and get long, come a little closer to the floor. Then press your elbows back, lift the chest, and reach long. One more time, draw in here, not leading with the chin, breathing. And exhale, come all the way down for a rest. I can't come all the way down or I'll squash the mic. You come down and breathe. Relax the glutes, maybe wiggle the hips side to side. Relax the low back. And then from here, we'll do just a little something else. We're going to go away from the body and towards the body. So this one, I am going to take the time to use my blanket for padding on this one. So I recommend it. And from here, go ahead and bring yourself closer to the midline. You don't have to be touching the sides at all, but just closer to the midline. Then from here, slowly, as if it's happening at the very same time, front body or upper body to lower body, lift up. Then reach away any amount, so I'm widening my legs, widening my arms away. Exhale, bring it in. Good. Inhale, take it out. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale out. Exhale, center. Inhale out. Exhale. Wake up even those inner thighs. Inhale. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, open. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, lift higher. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, open. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, halfway. Woo. And then all the way down. I surprised you with that one. It wasn't a good surprise. And then breathe and release. You can use whatever transition feels right to you to get to a child's pose or a downward dog, whatever you choose. Or if you want to choose one of ours from prior, you might have knees down or up. Wake up the quads, wake up the diamond shape of the core, and press up and back to whichever posture feels best to you. And you might want to remove your blanket. We won't need it for any more of that front facing core work. And then come to a seated position, whatever transitions you took, and come into your breath. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and sit back down on my sitting bones. If you want to add that or add your blanket back in for that, feel free to do that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take a twist to one side. You can let the fingertips fall in front and behind you, or you can cross that front arm to the opposite knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, other side. Inhale, reach. Exhale, arms come down. Inhale here, open the chest. Exhale, round. Inhale, roll it up, reach it up. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, center, and sigh it out there. All right, so that was a very kind of quick Cliff Notes core workout, core flow. And there's a lot more where that came from, but boy, I feel like we accomplished something today. So come on down. Let all of where you were stabilizing, let it now go. So the earth is supporting you, you can release down. If you feel better with your low back to have your knees bent, stay there. If you want to extend the legs, go ahead and do that, okay? And if it feels okay, let's take a full body reach. Where's JoJo? She hates core work. Reach your arms, reach your legs, alternately press through the heels and then the toes. And bring it all back in. Hug through center. Rock the head a little side to side. And then your favorite twist to one side. So you can just scooch the hips and drop the knees over to the opposite side. Arms can go where that feels comfortable here. Soften the belly. And we'll come back through center. And then scooch and other side. Just enjoying feeling that rotation in the spine and in the abdomen without holding on the musculature there. Draw back up to the center. And then from here, little stretch, one leg and then the other. So you can grasp foot, back of the leg wherever it feels good, or use a strap. Little stretch. And other side. So if we did work that kind of felt like it came into our low back at all, we want to make sure we give ourselves this nice little stretch while we're supporting our spine on the floor. And then hug it all in. Press down into the feet. Scooch the shoulder blades underneath. Little bit of an opening here and a bridge because we did so much condensing at the front of the hips. And again, this is going to work what? The back body, so the posterior chain part of the core. Inhale. And exhale slower than you want to go. So really, really like molasses. Lower all the way down. And take your time setting up for your Shavasana, whatever feels right to you. Noticing that you can release and relax all of the areas that you just worked quite a lot on. You need equal work and rest, or at least some semblance of balance between the two. And stay resting with your breath. Thank you so much for joining me, for choosing Lizzie Brooks Yoga and Fitness, and for my way of teaching muscle and mindful, which I think are both tremendously important. If you have any requests, please let me know in the comments, and please do like and subscribe. It costs nothing, so I've had some questions about that. That costs absolutely nothing. You just press the button and it lends credibility towards the channel. I know it's not super professional, but hopefully it's credible. And Jojo and I, I'm so mean. Jojo and I send our love and support to you during this challenging time of quarantine. And just want to remind you to take care of yourselves, to make time for yourself, and to feel better in ways that you can control. Thank you so much for being here, and have a beautiful day, and I hope to see you again. Bye-bye. Say bye, Joji. Oh, I know. I'm so mean. Can I have a kiss? No.